film me.
You are ridiculous.
Don't do that either. I'm sick of you.
You're a nutcase.
I don't care, Luke.
Look at you.
You infuriate me as a human being.
Are you recording? Can I pick my nose?
Luke and Sassy.
Sassy. Scott.
There's only one way we can really start this bonus episode off with, and it's me putting on my sunglasses. Now, for you and I, that's obvious why I'm doing it.
It's true. It's because you looked sick and tired, but you've always looked sick and tired.
What?
It was a little clue.
I don't get it.
Where's all your love gone? You're out of love, Scott.
You try and be too smart, and I'm just letting you know, if it doesn't read with me, it's definitely not going to read with
I think it's going to read with
listener.
everyone there.
So we did something so special recently. So stupid. I don't even know what you're saying. We did something.
Well, thanks to Bilsons and Bingo Loco, brought you up on stage doing karaoke at one of their shows. And who came out, Scott?
Anastasia, the singer.
And who do we have on the line right now?
Anastasia, the singer. This is going to be one of the most epic chats. She's so deserving of her own episode on our podcast because the energy we felt from this person was so authentic and real that we're like, she's one of our people. So welcome to the show. You know her. If you've ever been left outside alone, you definitely do. This is Anastasia. Anastasia, I want to start by saying, had you have told little in the closet, Sassy Scott O'Halloran, that when he was in year 9, that he would one day be on stage singing a song, the world's biggest song, biggest pop song, with the world's biggest pop star, at that moment in time, one day I'd be singing with her and performing with her. I would never have believed it in my fucking life.
Well, that's really sweet. I really love that that is how you feel and that was your moment, because I was really excited that it was you doing it when you both came in the room. I was like, oh, you're the influencers. This is so fun. You know? I was like, I kind of, like a little bird in the window when you're looking at Instagram and you're seeing people online. You kind of feel like you know them already, so it was random. It's really wild to meet people that way.
How do you go with that? Like, if people just rocking up unintentionally kind of thing, the influence of people like you just mentioned, is it, can it be hard?
Sometimes I don't do them.
Yeah. Same
That's
here.
where, right. So there's a lot more people that I don't know because of social media than people in the industry that you were forced to know because they were always on television and that's all you had, and, and the magazines and all. So social media has made it harder and it also makes me feel like I know nothing about who's who. So that's intimidating.
Tell me, when you were recording and you were the biggest name in music in the world, would you have liked to have had social media to be able to take control of a storyline? Or were you comfortable with what people were saying about you and writing in magazines, those paparazzi days?
But I never really had negative press, or they might have done stuff. Like, I'm not a negative press girl. So I don't really think I ever had press that was pushing the envelope. Maybe, I didn't really read much, but the record company took care of everything. And I was in so many different countries that I can't speak their language. So whatever they were printing about me, I'd be like, oh my God, whatever. They love me. But I think now I know from people talking that it was not, like, they were very kind, and I'm kind of looked at as inspiring or whatever, not as, oh, she had a rough time going through blah, blah, blah. Like, I kind of write about my stuff too. So because I write so openly in songs without saying anything, it says stuff, about how I get through stuff or how I may see stuff. So I think that helps me not have to get too deep.
So help me understand, life has kicked you in the dick, I would like to say, quite a few times.
completely. Well, health-wise, for sure.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And your ability to bounce back, what is it? What is that grey area that we don't see? Because you're black and white, right, to us, right? Like you're a pop star and you've been unwell. But what is it in the middle that has made you to be able to cross that line?
Now, I wish I could tell people like that I figured out some plan or whatever. But I think since I was young, getting diagnosed with Crohn's disease at 12, and I didn't really understand the depth of that as a kid. But I was traumatized by having a huge scar, and, you know, life was different after that. But I just got on with it. And I think my mom tells me that I got on with things that way, whether I played with my sister's doll and broke the arm, and my mom's like, you take that as your new toy. And I was like, okay, cool. You know, and I took it, and I would play hospital because she broke her arm. So I think that might be just, you know, when people go that kind of the way she's always been, it might have been the way I always have been. But I'm not going to say that things weren't hard. I, you know, completely, first time I heard cancer, I was like, really? Fuck. I thought I was going to like die in the blaze of glory.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I was kind of like, wow, this is like a fucked up way to go. So that was more my, oh, wow, I'm dying, like, and kind of surreal, but only when I was probably going to have the surgery did I really like go, holy shit, you know, and really start to cry. Because I was like, I could be never coming back from the table. I don't know. Like I was more scared, but I recorded all that as well.
Was it then a part of it, obviously at a younger age, getting diagnosed with Crohn's, and then being a part of a huge record company, you're always... A part of you has the creative control, but you're also guided by a lot of people around you, both medically, doctors, the team there, the medical unit. Then you've gone to your record label. Was it then the next diagnosis with the cancer? Was it a part of you is able to listen to people and trust them that they're going to do the right thing? Or is a lot of it about you still taking control and
making
doing
decisions?
it your own way?
The first time the worldwide news web, whatever it's called, World News, I think it was called back then, they actually found out I had cancer the 2 days after I found out the kind of cancer I had, or that I had cancer, but not the kind, and the stage. And so I had to give a press statement and say, I don't even know what I said because I didn't write it. I had to make a press statement at that time and say, I have cancer, you know, and blah, 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 whatever that was, you can read it because it was them. And then I had to like figure it out. But the second time I got to do it my way, which was, I'm not going under my name. I decided to have an alias. Like I went under Anastasia when I went to go get the biopsy. I didn't know that, you know, things were going to get that deep. You know, I don't know. I wasn't in a hotel. I was in a hospital. So I didn't think I get sold something. You know?
I am not a creative pop star, renowned genius like you, but I absolutely recognize what you've just said, and I shared it on this podcast recently. I had a really tough health scare about, I don't even know, 6-7 months ago. And I went through it alone. I didn't want to make it anybody else's problem and issue. And I was faced with all of my health records at jeopardy because everywhere where I went in these hospitals and with, I was with neurologists and with all these top doctors, every waiting room I walked into, the reception staff respectfully and nurses were shocked and excited to see me there that they forgot they were at work for a second.
Right.
And then they were all like, oh my God, Sassy, Scott, you're here. Can I get a photo? Or what's brought you here? And I was so alone and so dark that I was having to say to the doctors, can you please shut my records? Can you please lock it now? And they were like, and my neurologist had no fucking idea who I was. He was like, why would I do that?
know, it's so weird
Yeah,
when
he's like,
people are like, why?
Who the fuck are you? Like, what makes you so special?
Okay,
And I'm like,
okay.
I'm special.
Totally.
So I get it. So you're going under a different, I guess taking the bull by the horns and doing it your way says a lot.
Yeah.
So thank you.
When I announced it, I had already had my mastectomy. I was telling my story. So when Angelina Jolie came out, I was in my aftercare after I came out of the hospital. I went straight to aftercare for another 2 weeks because I had 10 days in the hospital because the mastectomy was crazy. And then went to an aftercare that was like, you can pay for like people to help take care of you. Because I removed my lats and put them in so I was just like, I had 8 drain tubes. So I was like Octopussy, I was like, I literally was a mess. And then I'm like telling the nurse, can you fix my hair up there? So it was, it was different. But I had control. And when I was in the aftercare, I was like, Angelina Jolie had a mastectomy and she has BRCA. And I was like, this is crazy, but I was like, wow, she took control and she's Angelina. I am taking control. I felt quite great to know that, it's possible. So, if you work hard enough, you try. But obviously, the press and the news are the news, and you never know.
Yeah.
I'll just go quickly.
This is where me and Luke fight. Like, I
radio.
think my question's far more important right now.
So my background is in radiography. I worked in a hospital for a long time, and people find it really difficult to talk about their health. But you talk about it very openly and easily. Is it easy for you, or is it just a question that you get asked a lot that's become easier?
No, I just have no problem. I've had to talk about poop since I was 12. I've had, what color is your poop and how many times do you poop? And you see the texture. And so I think I started to get quite comfortable. And also I don't know. I don't really feel that, I think older in my life, yes, I got more comfortable even talking about stuff like that. I think I just always was happy as a kid, but maybe I didn't go deep, but when I got older, I had to understand feelings, and older means in my 20s.
Yeah.
Because I never understood my feelings in my teens or anything. And I was quite naive growing up. So I didn't wear the makeup, all that kind of stuff. We didn't have social media. So I really had a proper playtime and a proper, go outside and ride your bike and
raise your knee and fuck up, fall out of the tree. Yep.
Right. So I don't think we weren't living rich. So, we didn't have the things that other people have. So first phone I got, I think I was like 27 or something, like, hello, we didn't have it like that.
Yeah. Speaking of growing up then, your siblings, we just got to meet one of them. How much have your youth growing up with siblings has made that part of who you are, and how involved are they still in your life? And was it difficult when you were number one and you had family that kept you grounded? Did you find it difficult to relate and find the balance?
My sister's older, my brother's younger. And when I first started, my sister was had her own private training gym, and she was a private trainer. And so she's super into, your mind, body, one, and a healthy eater. And she also knows massage therapy. She's just like the smart one.
Can I have her on my team?
And I was like, thank God I have talent. And my brother is 3 years younger than me, and he is cognitive brain dysfunction diagnosed. So even though he's 55 now, he's 9. But when he was young, he didn't speak till about 4, and he had very minimal language. And so there was a lot of stuff that we went through just as sisters, feeling like we need to protect him. But it's just us 3. And my mom was in theater. My dad left quite early. So it was but my mom also had to have a job.
Yeah.
So we just were like us 3 always. And And my mom didn't bring Sean and I up in a way where like we could barely have a sleepover. So it really was just us three.
Yeah.
And we moved around a lot. So it's not like we had friends for a long time. Only in our 20s did we actually start making longtime friends that we have today. My sister and brother are super balanced. Brian wishes he could travel with me 24/7.
Of course.
Like he's like, I'll help with the stage. And I'm like, Brian, I'll work on the crew.
That's gorgeous. Still walking out on stages like you did just the other night and having a room absolutely erupt for you. How does that feel? Have you gotten used to that over all of these years of being a top performer? Is it expected? Do you work it? Do you read a room? What's your biggest take?
This is what I read the other day was they didn't believe it was me, most of them at first. And they probably thought I was lip syncing. So until maybe I was like, bleh, and then threw the mic your way and they're like, oh my God, wait a minute. She stopped singing. He's singing. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It was that moment. I think they were like, when the chorus came on and things got, because what I realized, I forgot I had my glasses off because I think the makeup artist was putting makeup on my face. I literally did not put them back on my face. So I think people didn't necessarily know it was me because I didn't have my specs on. I had the hat on. And I only noticed it when I saw it back on social media that I was like, whoopsie doodle. I forgot to put my glasses on and everything went so fast. Thank God I didn't have to read anything or do anything because I would have been like,
How many times then do you think you've performed without your glasses? Because you're so known for them. Like if you go Anastasia, what comes next?
Well, not often lately because I need them, but never when I was younger because I needed them. I got LASIK in like 2006, so I never needed them for far then.
Right.
And I started taking them off a lot after I got used to my face because I was like, my face. Because I never saw my face ever in the perspective of the mirror.
Are people surprised you're wearing your glasses for your vision? Because I even thought it was just for your style and what you were known for, but
Right.
I take it
think
as a shock that it's for
people,
your vision.
When they ask, then I used to take off my glasses just because they're like, can you take it off for the photo shoot? And I was like, can you take off your pants?
Yeah, right.
I was like, because that's how uncomfortable I feel. Like I'm blind. And then I make them put on my glasses. They're like, oh, I get it. I was like, why don't you take the photo shoot with my glasses on and we could do the photo shoot. I was like, this is uncomfortable.
Lucky that you didn't have them on because had you have, you would have seen my fucking dance moves and my face and you would have been like, get him off my stage now.
Well, I was scared if I went that far down, I would split my pants. So I was like, I don't know if I can get all his moves in.
Bitch still has it, that's for sure.
Bring me up.
I'm just so intrigued by the glasses. Was it your idea to have them colored or did that come from someone else? Yours?
No, that was my idea when I was in my 20s, way before the career happened.
Yeah.
I must have been about mid-20s. But I wore really interesting frames like Buddy Holly's and Elaine Mickley's with like all the mosaics and stuff. So I was wearing glasses with the frames that were interesting. And eventually I think I put the tint in one pair of glasses thinking maybe guys won't say I look like a sexy librarian if I have a tint in my glasses. And it worked because they're like, take off your sunglasses. And I was like, oh, really? So, because they'd say, why are you wearing sunglasses inside? And I was like, they're not sunglasses.
No, your future was so bright. You knew deep down that you had to put a tint in your glasses.
You're a smart little one there, kiddo. Sky spots. You have the smarts in the family.
Yes!
That's enough out of you.
You and I said to you the other night that there was a gig that I remembered, but I couldn't remember specifically what it was, but there was such positive press around you that it made me feel when I saw you and then when we got to chat that I knew I would like you because the press and what they wrote about you here in Australia was so positive that I just knew that you were going to be our kind of person. And Luke and I were really lucky that some incredible human beings like you come into our world and for a reason, and then once they come in, they don't leave. You don't get to go now. You're in the fucking circus. But what is it, do you think about, like, and we figured out it was at the races Derby Day. What is it about your entertainment that you think you're still carrying with you all these years later in the industry, that such positive press and a room full of people are so emotive and excited to be around you? What is it that you've got that makes people still love you so much? And do you feel that? Do you feel the love?
What I hear from people is, you're so normal. I was like, I'm sorry for you that you don't meet very normal people. Like, I don't know how to not be me. Like, I don't have a different persona when I come on stage. Obviously, I'm singing and it may be more expressive, but once the mic gets off, I still like to make people laugh or be, at one with people. Like, just in talking to you guys, I'm sort of just the same person that I was when we were trying to hook up the camera, the interview.
Yes.
It's like, well, how do I put on this filter? I'm just kind of comfortable with being me, because what I realized in competitions, I start to not become me because I get psyched out. So I don't like competitions. And what I will say about being on The Masked Singer when I was in Australia was, what I loved about the show is that I didn't see the contestants. I knew I would love that. What I hated about the show was that I couldn't say to anyone, thank you, I appreciate you. Like, that was the worst part of the whole thing, is that I couldn't talk and go, thank you for your time. Oh, I appreciate that. Can I get you a coffee? Or like all
Human
of
connection.
that. I was like, what do I do with that? And so I think for me, I realized that's a big part of me, is wanting to connect with people. And I don't know that many artists do their job and want to connect with people. They do their job in different facets of, they do it because they're creative, or they do it. I actually do it because I love to connect. And my writing and my singing is the way that I connect. But I like to do it in a way where I then can talk to the people afterwards, or during, or, I'm not scared of people getting in my space. That's not an issue.
I can attest. I can categorically attest. And I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. Your energy and the way you responded and treated me and Luke and everyone else in the fucking room too. I was like, she worked in this fucking room. Like, holy shit.
Everyone felt seen by you.
You felt
if it was
seen.
5 seconds or a minute, like, they all had the same takeaway message from you.
I always feel guilty because I don't feel like I can give like everyone myself, because there's so many people, but I try to be present. And that is one thing I try to work on, because we don't know what's tomorrow.
Yep.
We can have yesterday and we can learn from yesterday. But in the moment, if you don't enjoy what you're doing and you're constantly in critic zone or worrying about other things, like, there's been times, and I had to learn it, that if you don't really monitor what you're doing in real time, you're just missing it. And you can't remember it because you're not in the moment.
2 questions. Well, the second last one, speaking of presents, when will we see you back out here in Australia? Is there any other plans to come back?
I have a wish list, so I'm not going to tell you when, but I do have a wish list. And, oh, wait, I can just tell you.
You can?
I hope 27.
Oh, good.
I hope in 27. Not, but if it's not 27, it's 28. But I do have a little bit of a wish list of why I'd want to come out. And I just, it's music related. So it just depends on when it.
Well, I'm going to throw another question out there then, music related. Luke and I have a song dropping, our first ever song ever. And we did it with an Aussie female pop star. And Luke said, after meeting you right now, we have some great fucking artists on our side in our world, right, that we love. But after meeting you, Luke goes, I reckon she's going to be on our second version of our song. Shit, we're going to get her vocals. And I was like, yes, that's a fucking dream. So we'll hit you up when we start writing it.
Okay.
Now, we wrap up every single chat by saying to somebody, tell us the most fucked up thing that ever happened in your family.
Oh.
Your sister's got this story. Sean, over to you.
Yeah, maybe Sean can answer this one.
I'm going to say, okay, I have it.
There it is. There
exactly.
it is.
Sean and I are thinking the same thing. But it's me. I fucked up. So I'm fucked up and it was wrong. So Sean and I were at the playground. My mom was working at the rec center and Sean was coming down the slide and I wanted to walk up the slide. Girl, were we like, I must have been like 7.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was like,
I love this.
7 and Sean's 2 years older than me. So I was like, don't come down the slide. And she's like, I'm going to come down the slide. Don't come down. Well, she was coming down and I threw up my leg and I busted her freaking lip open. So like blood sensations everywhere. And I was like, oh my God. And immediately she's like, like as if like I broke her jaw. She's like, my lip. And so then she's, obviously my mom's there. She's like, I'm going to go tell mom. I'm like, don't tell mom. I'm immediately crying because I'm like, mom's going to kill me.
I'm in shit.
I was like, don't tell mom. So she gets to mom and she's like, and my mom is like, oh, wow. And then Sean says, which is what she probably shouldn't have said. But Sean said, Mom, beat her. Beat her. And she's like, my mom's like, beat her. And then I think she completely like lost it and started laughing. And that was a very tragic moment in Sean's life, in my opinion, because I should have gotten in trouble. Yeah. And my mom laughed at Sean wanting me to get beat. And like, my mom didn't ever beat us, but it would be like the joy of Sean's life if I got beat up, that, you know, she's like, busted her lip. And, you know, and then my mom laughed, and that was like a horrible situation because Sean was like, I hate you. That was awful that I did that. And I was I bit people, you know. I was a biter when I was younger.
You remind me, do you know the exact same thing? Tell Sean this. When our eldest brother Trav broke my nose, and in a fight, he punched me, broke the nose. When we went to the hospital, my mum said, just say you and your brother were rolling around, right? And I said, no, I'm going to say he bashed me so they can take him away. And she did the same thing. She laughed. She was like, oh my God, please don't. And I was like, I'm going to say he bashed me.
People, you know, seeing that I'm, you know, pimping out my children for cosplay.
It's such an honor to have met you. It's even better that you've solidified our views of you by taking the time and coming on the show today. Thank you so fucking much.
You guys are so great. I love what you do. Keep doing what you're doing. I can't wait to hear the song. Blessings to you. Blessing to this podcast. Keep on listening.
Thank you, and say hi to Brian and Sean. Thank you for your time and energy this morning too.
Hi. Hey, Sean.
Bye. Thanks, everybody.
No worries. Thanks
Hit
for your
us up
time.
when you're in Australia, please. We got you back for anything.
I will.
Luke and Sassy.
Sassy. Scott.
So Luke and I think it's really important that when you go to somebody's house, you say, thanks for having us. So we would like to say a big thank you to the Wurundjeri, Woi Wurrung and Bunurong peoples of the Southeastern Kulin Nation, the land on which this podcast is recorded on.
Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.